Hello there everybody, Sabana92 aka Nightmare, and welcome back to Zero Escape, Virtue's Last Reward. Now, we got to the point where we are now going to have to go to the ambidex rooms, because now we've only got about 10 minutes left. So, here's what I'm going to do. I'm guessing my choice will either give me to a short route or a long route. Now, this tells me one thing. Alice will wake up, and this tells me of one possibility that I can think of. Alice will be back to normal, and she will pick Betray, which means if I pick Ally, I die. So if I pick Betray, then we get to go on further. Also, I'm still kind of sour at Alice for that, so...
If no vote is recorded before the deadline has passed, any non-voting parties will automatically ally.
Guys, I think maybe we should get back to the top floor.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right. We've got what we came here for.
What should we do about the, bomb?
Not much we can do except leave it here. Alice said it'd be dangerous to touch them.
True, but...
Drop it. We can talk about the bombs later. Right now we need to take care of Alice and Quark.
Yep. Right. So, we'll go back to the infirmary, give them the accelerator, then head to the floor A warehouse.
Right.
This ought to do it. It might take a little while, but they should recover.
Her voice was quiet as she backed away from Alice and Quark. In her hand was the injection gun. She carefully removed the empty vial and placed it gently in the cabinet with the other one. While we were in the laboratory, Luna had moved Quark to a crude cot. They both looked peaceful as they slept. The madness I'd seen on their faces before was completely gone.
Are they really going to be all right?
Yes. The analysis I did on the vials confirmed that the duplicate was real Excelivir. The original was genuine too, of course. Now that they've been treated...
It's only a matter of time before the virus is eliminated.
I believe so, yes. Oh man, what a relief. I was really worried.
Clover grinned. Agreed. I gave her a reassuring pat on the back.
5 minutes remain until ambidex game polling closes.
Of course, now that I think about it, since Alice is, I guess technically still asleep, she'd automatically pick Ally. Unless she ran as absolute batshit insanely fast as humanly possible, made it to the room, slammed on Betray, and possibly did that.
Alright, everybody. We can be relieved later. Right now we need to get to the AB rooms and fast.
Damn. Don't even have time to catch our breath.
Nope. Come on, let's go. The floor A warehouse is waiting. Even if Betray does lead me on the shorter path, it'd still be good payback to Alice, because she kind of, screwed me over. Getting back at Alice will probably not be worth it. Huh? Where's Tenmyoji?
Oh, he stayed back in the infirmary.
What?
Why?
Well, when we were all heading out, I noticed he wasn't doing anything. So I asked him if he was coming with us. And this is what I got.
I'm still worried about Quark and Alice. I think I'll stick around and make sure they're okay.
I see. That means that Phi's only opponent will be Dio.
One-on-one, huh?
Ugh.
That's cool. Nothing to worry about. I plan to choose Ally.
Do you now?
You know why?
Because I've only got one BP.
Exactly. If you chose ally and I betrayed you, your BP would drop below 0 and... well, we know what happens then.
To be fair, you killed an old woman who's mysteriously missing this time around.
I want to win, but I'm not that desperate.
Really? That's bullshit. That is bull. The last round I went through contradicts what you were saying.
You see what I'm saying, right?
Tenmyoji and Dio are a pair. Tenmyoji only had one BP left. Since Dio said he's going to pick an ally, Fi can't really pick anything else. If she does, Tenmyoji will...
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Kay and I are gonna be going one-on-one too, right?
Looks like it.
Since Quark's still sleeping.
That is correct.
How many BP do you guys have?
I've got 6.
As do I.
This'll be a tough one then.
If one of them can get the other to ally, and then betray that person, the betrayer will have 9 points.
Look, Kay, I know you don't really have any reason to trust me, but...
I know. You would like us both to vote ally, yes?
Yeah.
I agree. If we were to both betray, then we would gain no points.
To also be fair, Kay did kind of betray me too, so I can't really take Kay nor Dio at their word.
We would lose nothing either, but that's hardly relevant. If both of us cooperate, then we will both gain 2 points, which is much more beneficial.
Right. Okay, good. You're really gonna do it, right?
Yes,
Promise?
promise.
Hey, make it a pinky promise. That's the only true promise that cannot be broken.
Remains until Ambidex game polling closes.
Ugh.
Shit, this is bad. We need to move, now!
Indeed. Shall we?
Dio, K, Phi, and Clover all took off immediately, heading into different AB rooms. Counting from the left, Dio went into room 3, K went into room 4, and Phi and Clover went into rooms 5 and 6 respectively. That left Luna and myself. What do you think about taking the one on the far left?
Sounds good.
Okie dokie. With that settled, we head into AB room number 1. Alright.
30 seconds remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
It's probably a little late to say this, but you know Alice is still in the infirmary.
Yeah.
So,
You're saying we should pick ally, right? Since Alice is going to default to that anyway.
yes.
Ah, damn it. And this is Luna asking me to do that. I know. It's not really fair to betray somebody who isn't voting. Luna's face broke into a warm, happy smile. Not to be sappy, but it was like a ray of sunshine on a cloudy day. I grinned back at her before I knew what I was doing. For a minute, the nunnery game didn't seem so scary.
10 seconds remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
Shit, I'm gonna give in to it here.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm sorry. Luna just melted. I'm sorry. Damn it.
Round 2 of the Ambidex game has been completed.
Damn it. I didn't want to upset her.
Results will be displayed in the warehouse.
I mean, it's Luna. Can you blame me?
Thank you for your participation. Ambidex gates now opening.
Luna and I stepped out of the AB room. Alright, let's go have a look at the results.
Okay.
Can you blame me?
Results from round 2 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed. Please direct your attention to the results screen.
Okay, let's see how many betrays pop up. Okay, Kay, Dio, you better... yeah. Oh! 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 How did... huh? What? Wait, everybody picked... huh? What? But that's not... What?
Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly.
What? Wait a minute, how? She's still in the infirmary!
Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points.
Unless this game is rigged, how did she do that? What? It wasn't possible. I blinked, rubbed my eyes, and looked again. No. That's not possible. How can Alice's vote be betray? It was a question I would never know the answer to. There was a sharp, quick pain in my wrist, barely even noticeable. I couldn't feel anything flowing into my veins, but I knew it was there. First would be the anesthetic Sopril. I blinked and my vision started to blur. When I tried to think, it felt like my mind had been stuffed with cotton. My legs began to wobble, then gave out entirely as I crumpled to the floor.
Sigma! Sigma! Hang on! Oh no! Sigma! Get up!
Sigma!
Sigma!
No. Why?
My eyelids felt like they were made of lead, but I forced them open. Everything was growing blurry, but I noticed that the door of the second AB room was open. No one had gone into that room. I'd watched them all. And yet there she stood. An apparition that couldn't possibly be real. Liz. The world was gradually going black, and my mouth refused to form words, but my head echoed with questions. How? Why? What was she doing there? Had she run in at the last moment after Luna and I entered our room? But even if she had, why choose betray? Then the darkness closed over my mind as well, and my questions were gone forever. Alice, game over. What the fuck? That makes no sense. How did she... What the fuck? How did she... I don't... What the fuck? I'm sorry about this, Luna, but what the shit just happened? Really, I'm sorry, but
4,
it's...
3, 2, 1.
In the end, everybody chose betray. I'm sorry about this, Luna, I really am. But after what the hell just...
of the Ambidex game has been completed.
But after what the hell just happened...
Results will be displayed in the warehouse.
I don't...
Thank you for your participation.
Just what the shit?
Ambidex gates now opening.
Oh god, Luna's gonna hate me. Luna and I stepped out of the AB room.
Why? What happened to... It's not fair to betray someone who isn't voting. I thought...
There was nothing I could think of to say. Even I didn't really understand why I'd picked betray instead. It's almost like the ally was a bullshit option from the very beginning. It almost felt unconscious, like some other part of my mind was making the decision. Perhaps I'd been possessed by some sort of evil spirit that has moved my fingers to the betray button against my will. Right. Well, we should go see the results.
Really? We already know what they are. It's just simple math.
The look in her eyes was more painful than any punch I'd ever taken. I turned away and almost ran toward the projector. Anything to get away from those eyes. I'm really sorry, Luna, I am.
Results from round 2 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed.
If the results are going to be different, I'm going to be pissed.
Please direct your attention to the results screen.
I'm really sorry, Luna. Betray, 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 betray. Betray all across the board!
Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly.
Well, this is not gonna look... Wait a minute. Okay, yeah, this ain't gonna look good.
Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points.
What? It wasn't possible. I blinked, rubbed my eyes, and looked again. No. How can Alice's vote be betray? That's not possible! Oh! Alice! She was standing inside the room from the left. Second room from the left. The room that should have been empty. Why? My mind was still reeling. Where had she come from? As I was trying to form a sentence, she began to move toward us. From around me, I heard a chorus of muted gasps. It seemed we were united in our surprise and confusion. Alice drew to a stop in front of me and glanced up at the display.
Thought you'd get an easy couple points, huh? Not so easy when you have to look your victim in the eye, is it? Coward.
Me? A coward? You've got some balls saying that to me after you picked betray. Why are you even here?
You gave me the antivirus, didn't you? Tenmyoji told me. Thank you. I mean that from the bottom of my heart, honestly.
But you should still be under the effects of the anesthetic.
Yes, well, I still am. A bit. I have a throbbing headache, and I can barely stand. It's horrible. I'm more resistant to anesthetics than most people. A result of my training. I have a feeling Zero Senior knew that. They gave me way more than the standard dose of that gas when they kidnapped me. In any event, a few minutes ago I woke up in the infirmary. Tenmyoji explained what was going on, and I got here as fast as I could.
So you showed up right after we'd gone into the AB room?
Yes. Right in the nick of time, too. About 10 seconds before the deadline, as I recall.
You did that just so you could betray us?
Right. What? Don't I get to do that? I mean, it turned out to be the right thing to do, didn't it?
Okay, I'm back. I calmed down a little bit. I think I may have destroyed my neighbor's house, but I think I'm okay now.
You two chose betray. If I'd stayed back there, I'd have lost 2 points.
So you're saying it was self-defense?
Yes.
You're full of shit. Self-defense my ass. You chose betray because you wanted out. You had 6 BP. If I'd picked ally, you would have had 9. That's what you were trying to do, right?
So what if I was?
Are you serious? You would have killed me! Look, I only have 1 BP. You were this close to murdering me. Just admit it. You were planning to kill me so you could escape.
Don't be stupid. I knew you'd choose betray. There was...
Tell the truth!
That is the truth. Why am I the only one getting the 3rd degree here?
Because you've been fucking me over every freaking step of the way!
Look at those results. 2 other people just tried to kill someone.
Okay. Fi and Dio.
Yes. If Dio had chosen ally, Fi would have killed Tenmyoji. And if she'd chosen ally, Dio would have killed her.
I don't want to be rude, but it looks like Clover and Kay tried to trick one another. Not that it seems to have worked.
No, you're right about that, Luna.
If either one had chosen ally, the other one would have 9 BP right now.
I turned to look at the results again. Before, I'd only been looking at my own. I hadn't realized that there was only one word all across the roster. Betray. Whatever trust we'd managed to build had fallen apart. Everyone was suspicious of everyone else. Had it been the bombs? Or had it been something else? Whatever the reason, if it kept up, we'd never manage to escape. We'd be trapped in a cycle of 0-point rounds for the rest of our lives. Something had to be done. I closed my eyes and took a deep breath. Alright guys, pay attention. You probably already all figured this out, but we can't keep going like this. If we don't start being a little more trusting, we're never going to get out of here. We need to work together. I might as well have been talking to a wall.
My apologies, Sigma, but I need to think on something for a bit. I would appreciate being left alone.
Okay.
I'll be leaving too. Things are getting a little too intense here for my delicate constitution.
You mean the killing constitution?
Sorry.
Dio.
Well, in that case...
Et tu, Fi. Et tu.
Yeah, sorry.
Without another word, she turned and left the warehouse. Dio and Kay quickly followed suit.
See? There's your answer. In the end, everyone's just thinking about themselves. So I would appreciate it if you could not treat me like I'm the only villain here.
Fuck you.
Come on, Clover. Let's go.
Hold on! I'm coming! Are you feeling okay? I was really worried, you know?
I watched them walk away, Clover practically jumping with delight to have Alice back. Before long, they reached the yellow door and disappeared beyond it. I'm really sorry, Luna.
Everyone's gone.
You aren't going to leave too?
No.
Are you sure? I chose betray.
I know, but I still believe in you, Sigma.
At least there's somebody good here.
I think your hand must have just slipped or something. Right?
My chest hurt, and when I blinked I felt something hot and wet prick the corners of my eyes. Luna, I bit my lip. Before I could think of anything to say, the metallic rumble of the doors closing echoed throughout the warehouse.
The Ambidex gates have closed. Round 3 of the Ambidex game will be the Star Round. Star keys are required to open the gates. There is no set limit on usage of the Star keys. The Ambidex gates can be opened as many times as the players wish to open them.
As many times as we want, huh?
Yes, as long as we have the star keys. That means we can keep playing the AB game over and over, too. Sigma? Could you show me your bracelet?
Why?
Do you remember what Zero Jr. said?
As soon as the gates close, your colors get all shuffled up automatically. The pair and solo assignments hop around a bit, too.
Yeah, I remember. Let's see here. I'm a cyan pair. What about you?
I'm a magenta pair.
I wonder what the others are.
They could be anything, I suppose.
I guess.
We won't know until we have a look.
Yeah. We've got about 80 minutes until the next set of chromatic doors open. So, what should we do now?
Everyone else has gone off on their own.
Yeah. Physically and emotionally. I really don't like how this is going. It won't matter how many times we repeat the AB game if nobody trusts anybody else. We'll never be able to get out of here.
Maybe it would help if we all had a common goal. Something to unite our hearts and minds.
Defeat Zero? Yeah, but we've already got something like that. We all want to get out of here. That seems like a pretty clear goal to me, but everybody chose betray. Including me.
Well, what if we have an enemy?
An enemy?
Yes, a common foe. Like the person who set the bombs, for instance.
After coming back from the lab, I told her about the bomb while she gave Alice and Cork the Accelavir. Yeah, that might work. If we can figure out which one of us planted those bombs, then everyone else would work together against them.
Right.
But how do we figure out who it is?
Well, do you have any clues?
No. Clues. Huh. That's right! The memory card! I pulled it out of my pocket and held it out toward her.
What's this?
I told you. A memory card. It was under the bomb we'd found in the lab. I think whoever set the bomb dropped it.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know what's on it though. We couldn't find any kind of memory card reader.
Oh, I guess we can't really use it then. Oh, wait a second. You know what? I think I might have seen something.
Is it the TV in the infirmary? Huh?
Yes, I remember. The infirmary. I saw it when I was searching the infirmary with Theo and Quark.
Is it the same thing that I'm thinking of? Because I remember that one had like a memory card reader on the right side.
There was a memory card just like that one.
Then...
Yes! I think we can see what's on it.
Oh, good.
The computer there should be able to read it.
Thank goodness. Luna and I exploded into the infirmary, nearly running into Alice, Clover, and Tenmyoji. Quark was there as well, of course, but he was just as we'd left him, asleep on the bed.
What are you doing here?
I opened my mouth to retort, then thought better of it. If I really wanted people to start trusting each other, well, real change starts at home. As quickly as I could, I explained the second bomb and the memory card, and how we'd come to the infirmary in hopes that we could discover the contents of the latter.
Okay.
Then stick it in already!
Go ahead.
Right. Just as Luna had said, there was a small slot under the screen, exactly the right size to fit a memory card. Within moments, the screen was filled with what appeared to be random letters. What is this? Let's see, 1? I see the number 1. 1 Raxtifum. Well, if I remove the F and M, I can see the word Dio. What if I can spell Tenmyoji? No, I don't think I can spell Tenmyoji. Well, I think... Actually, wait a minute, I just now realized there's like a lot of repeating the word racks. Actually, holy shit, I just realized that the first and second line, they're copied and pasted over and over. It's just the same first two lines over and over for some reason. What is this?
6 rows, 22 letters each.
It looks like the odd rows use one set of letters, and the even rows use another set.
In other words, the first 2 rows just repeat.
Yeah.
Is this some kind of code or something?
It doesn't look random to me. I think there might be a pattern. I just don't know what it is.
Was there anything else on there?
No, it doesn't look like it.
So all we get is this gibberish. Hey, Alice, you haven't said anything for a while. What's up?
Does any of this look familiar to you, Clover?
What do you mean?
Have you seen something like this before? Maybe during your training?
Training?
This is...
So you do recognize it.
All right, knock it off, you two. How about you share it with the rest of the class?
Please? Alice sighed and stretched her neck from side to side.
I believe this is an encoded message from a terrorist organization.
Okay.
What?
They call themselves the Myrmidons.
Myrmidon? Oh, what do you know? I finally learned how to pronounce that. All this time I pronounced it Myrmidons.
What are the Myrmidons?
Myrmidons, okay.
Put simply, they're a bunch of thugs who are trying to destroy or dismantle most of human civilization.
So this thing we're looking at, you think it's theirs?
Well, they have a number of different codes, but I do think this is one of them.
Then the bomb?
It was set by one of the Myrmidons, wasn't it?
Yes. Well, I can't say for sure, of course, but it seems likely.
Damn. I have got a ton of questions for you. But let me start with this one. What the heck does that thing say?
I don't know.
What?
How am I supposed to decode it? I don't have the key. Without a key, it would take literally hundreds of years to decode.
What about you, Clover?
Well, if Alice doesn't know how, I sure don't.
See.
Not much we can do then. We can come back to that code stuff later. I've got another question. Alice, Clover, who the hell are you? Why do you know about this code?
That's...
You told me your job was to eliminate enemies of the state, or something like that. Just what the hell kind of a job is that? I think it's time you told us what you do.
Sorry, but I can't.
Of course you can't. Why not?
Because you might be one of them. You might be the person who set the bomb.
Bitch, I'm the main character. You expect me to set the bomb? No. That's idiotic. Of course I'm not.
Really? And where's your proof? For all I know, you're my enemy. I can't tell you anything.
I'm not your enemy. I'm your ally. I'm your friend. I just want all of us to get out of here. Just please, tell us. Please. We need to find out who did this so we can all escape. But we have too little information. We need your help. Fine. If you won't tell us about yourself, then just tell us about the Myrmidons. What else do you know about them?
I'm sorry.
Before I could blink, she leapt up and ran out of the room. Hey, wait! Alice! I took off after her.
How long are you going to keep following me?
Until you tell me what you know.
Then why don't you just ask Clover?
Clover?
You already know she works with me.
Well, yeah.
Then why don't you...
I want to hear it from you.
Why?
That's a good question. Remember the crew quarters? Or this garden? We got paired up for 2 separate rounds. That means I've spent more time with you than anybody else here. Maybe that's it. I guess I'm just curious about you.
What are you talking about?
She spun around to hide it, but I caught a blush of red on her cheeks. We walked down the path to where it ended, next to the pond. By the way, you gonna put on any clothes?
No.
I stayed silent. Alice sat down on the bench. We gazed at the smooth surface of the pond for several long minutes before she began to speak.
You don't hate me?
What? Why?
I tried to kill you.
You mean the AB game?
Yes. I was so scared. Who wouldn't be? Kidnapped and locked up, forced to play some sort of bizarre game. And then we found that bomb. I know I probably sounded calm, but as soon as we found that thing, all I wanted to do was run away from it as fast as I could. Things just went downhill from there.
What do you mean?
I remember hearing that Quark had collapsed and running to the infirmary with everyone else. When I got there, I realized I couldn't understand what anyone was saying, and everything looked... I don't know how to describe it. It was like watching a video on fast forward, only it was real. Then I started to feel like... It's hard to explain. I guess you could say I didn't feel like I was myself, and it only got worse.
You mean the Radical Six? That was probably the Radical Six.
Yes, I think so. I don't remember much after that. But when I woke up in the infirmary, suddenly all that fear was back. So all I could think about was getting out of this place as fast as I could. It never even crossed my mind that it could kill you. God help me, even if it had, I don't think I would have cared. See? I'm horrible. You hate me, don't you? Just do it!
What? Do what?
Kill me!
No, I kind of want you to repent for your actions, but okay.
Get it over with!
No! What the hell, Alice? I'm not going to kill you. I don't even hate you.
You're lying! I could kill you! I would have killed you!
Come on, calm down. No one's killing anyone. A single tear rolled down Alice's cheek. Then another, and another, leaving shining lines across her face. When I reached out, I saw her tense just slightly. Slowly, I brushed my thumb across her cheek and off, taking her tears with it.
Why are you doing this? You know, you kind of remind me of my father.
Huh? That's who you were after, right? The people who killed your dad?
Yes.
Did they have anything to do with the Myrmidons?
Will you promise not to tell Clover that I cried?
Come on.
If you keep your mouth shut, I'll tell you what you want to know. About myself. And about the Myrmidons. Deal?
Sure. My lips are sealed.
Really?
What? What crying? I don't remember any crying.
Good. All right, then.
Huh. Alice took a deep breath and began. Oh!
My father's Egyptian, but my mother is French. They met while my mother was in Egypt on vacation, and married shortly thereafter. When I was 3, we all moved to the U.S. My father was a scientist, and his field was cloning. He was recruited by an American lab, which is why we moved. Both of my parents had used English around me from the time I was born, so I didn't have any problems adapting to life in the United States. By my 9th birthday, we'd been there for 6 years. That was when it happened. In the middle of the day, my mother showed up at school. Her eyes were red and puffy, but she didn't say anything to me on the drive home. When we arrived, there were several policemen there to meet us. My father had always been a very punctual man, and when dinner time came and went with no sign of him, even I began to realize something terrible had happened. It wasn't until several years later that I finally learned the truth. My father's lab had been attacked by terrorists, and he had been kidnapped.
Oh.
For the rest of my childhood, my mother raised me by herself. I didn't realize it then, but it must have been incredibly difficult for her, as a single mother alone in a country where any relatives were a transatlantic flight away. She did her best not to let me see it, but every so often when she thought she was alone, the mask would fall away and in every line of her face I could see exhaustion and loneliness. As much as I missed my father, it was those moments that made me wish more than anything that he'd never been taken. Ooh. Fortunately, I was an excellent student and did especially well in math. I earned a full ride scholarship straight out of high school and spent the next several years studying. After graduation, I took a job with the Department of Defense, hoping that they might have the resources to help me look for my father. I was immediately assigned to the Special Office of Internal Security. Their purpose is to investigate and sometimes deal with terrorist organizations and some other serious threats to the state. I could tell my mother wasn't happy about my decision, but she chose to remain silent about it. Eventually, I learned that the terrorist organization that had taken my father was none other than the Myrmidons, although at the time, that name didn't mean anything to me. They were suspected of human cloning. Specifically, it was thought that they could have been using cloning techniques to copy the most useful members and expand their ranks.
Oh! So that's why they kidnapped your dad.
The Myrmidons apparently believed that they could use cloning to create a new race of humans. Now, at least I knew the reason for my father's abduction. The commander of the Myrmidons is a man named Left. We knew his name and his gender, but not his appearance or his age. The Myrmidons are closely associated with a cult known as Free the Soul. We believe that Free the Soul provides their funding, but trying to pin any kind of misdeeds on the cult's leader, a man named Brother, is like trying to nail Jello to a wall. I don't know, I've seen people do it. Brother is supposed to be fairly advanced in years, and rumor says he's so old he can't even get out of bed. Unfortunately, his mind seems to be as sharp as ever. At that point, I hit a wall. I knew the Myrmidons had been behind my father's kidnapping, but that was all I could learn about them. Then one day, I got a tip that some of them were hiding in a building in the Nevada desert. I headed out immediately.
Oh!
On the way there, my car had some engine trouble and stalled out, and I just happened to be wearing an Egyptian pharaoh's outfit, you know? I was trying to decide what to do when an SUV appeared out of nowhere. I'll give you one guess who was behind the steering wheel. Clover. That was the first time we met. There were 4 other people in the car with her, and when I asked them what they were doing, I got what was just about the answer I'd expected. They told me they'd been locked up inside of the very building I'd been on my way to investigate, and that they were currently in pursuit of the people who'd kidnapped them in the first place. My priorities shifted very quickly. After a short discussion, I convinced them to allow me to come along. My hope was to find the people they were chasing, who I was certain were Myrmidons. In the end, however, we were unable to track them down. In fact, I still don't know where they might have gone. Eventually, I took Clover and her companions to SOIS headquarters. We decided that involving the police would only complicate things. After some questioning, it was determined that the people who had instigated this particular event were not connected to the Myrmidons. We did, however, discover that the mysterious disappearance and subsequent reappearance of several children 9 years prior was connected to Free the Soul. There was also a 6th person in the SUV, although they weren't riding in it per se. Guess you could say he was kinda tied up. A middle-aged man, who I'll just call H for now, had been bound and placed in the trunk. According to the other 4, he had been behind the disappearance of the children 9 years earlier.
Yeah. Hongo.
We also learned that his pharmaceutical company, a major player on the world stage, was effectively controlled by Free the Soul. More specifically, I suppose, H was a member of Free the Soul and very committed to their cause. So why had he kidnapped all those children? Apparently it had been part of an experiment designed to test the ability of certain people to access what's called the morphogenetic field.
It's always the morphogenetic fields.
I don't imagine you'd ever heard of it before, so I'll try and give you a quick rundown. Simply put, these people can access a sort of field that allows their consciousness or to resonate with the consciousness of certain other people. To be honest, it might be simpler to just call it telepathy. The SOIS had heard of this particular ability before, and had actually used it in a number of investigations, so I wasn't surprised to learn of its existence. I was shocked, however, to learn that these experiments had been carried out by a member of Free the Soul. If that was the case, then Brother must have known about it. The thought of him discovering a way to control and harness that power was terrifying. It wasn't too long after the incident in Nevada that another tip about the Myrmidons crossed my desk. At this time, it claimed that the Myrmidons intended to launch a large-scale biological terrorist attack. My boss had decided that we needed more agents to deal with a threat of that magnitude, and Clover was recruited. Because she'd been a test subject in H's experiment, we knew she had the ability to access the morphogenetic field, and we wanted to put that ability to use. After several months of training, she was sent off on her first mission. She would be tasked with the infiltration and investigation of a Myrmidon cloning lab. I was assigned to be her commanding officer. I hoped that our investigation might also give me the lead on my father's whereabouts. At last, I had a chance to find out what had happened to him. I wouldn't let that chance pass me by. Perhaps that was what kept me from noticing the truth. The whole operation was a trap.
Oh.
The lab was fake, and Clover was captured almost immediately. I got there as fast as I could, but when I arrived, the building was only an empty shell. All the conspirators who would pretend to be researchers and the like had already fled. I searched frantically for Clover until at last in the basement room I found her. She'd been tied to a chair, but on the floor next to her was another body. It was my father. It looked as if she'd just been dumped there, and when I got to him, his body was already cold. He was covered in dark, ugly bruises. It wasn't until later that I learned he had died from ruptured organs and internal Oh, fuck. They had beaten him to death. As soon as Clover had been captured, a Myrmidon in a mask had come to visit her. He'd said that unless she wanted to end up like my father, she would leave them alone and tell her master at the SOIS to do likewise. In retrospect, they must have known who I was and who my father was. That was why they'd killed him. Perhaps they thought they were sending a message to me, or that once he was gone, I'd lose my reason for chasing them. They were very, very wrong. I took Clover with me and left. I tried to console myself with the fact that I had at least been able to save her. Sometime later, I received a call from the coroner. He told me there was something I needed to see. There in the morgue was my father, cold and pale on a steel table. I could barely stand to look at him, but the coroner insisted. On his arm were 2 rows of numbers, comprised of 8s and 9s. It took me a moment to recognize my father's handwriting. He had carved them into his own skin. On his chest was another message, but they were letters this time, not numbers. Not many, just enough to make a short sentence. I love you, Alice. I broke down crying right there in the morgue. They were the first tears I'd shed since the operation had started, and there was no stopping them. There would be no forgiveness. Not for the monsters who put my father through this. They destroyed my family. I would make them pay, even if I had to die to do it. That night I made a promise to myself. I would avenge my father. Jeez. It didn't take long to figure out that the numbers he'd written there were latitude and longitude. They pointed to a chemical factory that had been disguised as an abandoned building. Further investigation revealed that it was the mother lode we'd been looking for, the headquarters of the Myrmidons. I think my father must have known how things would turn out. Knowing he was going to die, he'd written the directions to our enemy's fortress on his own body. He'd sacrificed too much for me to waste this opportunity with recklessness. This time our operation would succeed. This time, I wouldn't let my excitement put Clover or any of my other agents in danger. So we took our time. We gathered information, we did our research, and we planned. Finally, we were ready. December 25th, 2028 was going to be the day we finally set foot inside the Myrmidon stronghold. But then, on the 22nd, only 3 days before the operation was scheduled to begin, a man in a gas mask appeared.
Oh. So you inhaled that gas, passed out, and woke up here in the AB room?
Yes. Well, there it is. Everything that's happened with the Myrmidons and me. I left a few of the details out, of course, but you get the idea.
Yeah, thanks. She gave me a sad sort of smile and stood up.
We should go back.
Not yet. Your story explained a lot, but there's still one big question.
Which is?
Who here is a Myrmidon? One of us planted the bombs, and based off the code we found, it's pretty clear that person is a Myrmidon.
Yes.
Right? Sorry. And I agree that we need to figure out who they are.
What do you propose we do?
Well, that's what I wanted to ask you about. Do you have any clues?
Clues? Well, if I could decrypt that code, it might tell us something, but...
How can we do that?
I told you. We need a key. Without that, it's pointless.
What's a key?
A key is a key. It allows you to sort of unlock a code. Myrmidons usually use this huge string of numbers as a key.
Wait. A long string of numbers? Could that be... Oh, are we flat? Oh, wait a minute. Where did... What? You... What? Another lock? Are you kidding me? What? Are you serious? Another lock? What the fuck? Excuse... Oh my god, are you fucking serious? What is with these goddamn locks? Are you kidding me? Oh my god, how many are there? And judging by the way it looks like these are just two of the main endings, I'm guessing. But just okay. 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 Okay, let's betray this time.
Round 1 of the Ambidex game has been completed.
Okay. Although, now that I'm actually going to take some time to digest this, now I've got some more information. The Myrmidons, huh? Okay, Alice kind of redeemed herself a little bit, and now I'm just going to betray her. Just, you know, because I can now. Sorry about this.
Results will be displayed in the warehouse. Thank you for your participation. Ambidex gates now opening.
As Fi and I stepped out of the AB room, I could see the others running toward the projection, shoving and pushing to get closer.
Well, you chose what I wanted you to choose. I guess I should say thanks.
You're welcome?
So, thanks.
You're welcome! Aw, come on. You don't need to do that. I just made the obvious choice.
Obvious?
Well, I'm sure Alice chose betray. That meant we pretty much had to choose betray, right?
How do you know what she's going to choose?
Because the power of saving and loading. I guess you could say I just know.
Are you making fun of me?
No. Maybe.
What's up? Siggy! Oh no! Hey, what are you kids doing over there? We're about to announce the results.
Let's go. We'll find out if you made the right choice.
Well, I'm pretty sure I made the right choice this time. Although, now that I think about it, I probably did not. What the hell was that? Alright. I just heard something. That was weird.
Good.
Who knows? Maybe somebody's breaking into my house and I didn't notice.
Looks like you're all here. Finally.
Oi!
Let's get ready to rock! Ambidex game! Round 1! The results! If everybody would please direct their eyes to this monitor.
Okie dokie. And... What? Wait. Huh? But, wait a minute, she chose... She chose betray... What the... Did she just change her... But I did... Huh? What the... She chose betray...
Here are the results from your game.
What the...
Now, let us check the numbers on our bracelets.
Fuck off! Hey, Alice! What the hell is this?
What?
You chose betray last time! So, I chose betray too. No. Why?
Wait a minute. Last time? What on earth are you talking about?
What? Can you tell me one thing?
What?
When exactly did you press the button?
5 minutes before the deadline. There's that announcement, right? I pressed it right after that. Why?
What? No. That can't... What was going on? Oh my god, I'm remembering it! When Find I chose Ally, Alice picked Betray.
I just made the most rational choice. The best way to minimize risk and maximize reward in this situation is to choose Betray.
Ah!
Anyone who thinks otherwise is, well, an idiot.
What? But this time I chose Betray and her vote changed to Ally. Why? What was different? Had history somehow changed because of my choice? No, that was insane. If Alice had somehow known that I had chosen Betray and chosen Ally in response, at least that would have followed the principle of cause and effect. But what had just happened was something entirely different. There was no way Alice could have known what we would choose when she made her decision. Besides, if she had known we intended to betray her, there's no way she would have chosen Ally. In other words, she must have made her decision without any knowledge of ours. Let's say we're talking about a game of rock, paper, scissors. I throw out a rock. Right after that, Alice throws down his paper. Obviously, I lose. So I go back in time and decide to whip out the scissors this time. This time, Alice chooses rock. I lose again. But that's fine, because it still makes sense. My actions in the past caused Alice's actions in the future. Easy. But what had just happened in the AB game wasn't like that. Let's go back to that innocent game of rock, paper, scissors. This time, Alice is the one who threw out her hand first. But in this situation, there's no way for me to know what it is. So I decided to go with rock. Now, Alice's choice is revealed. Turns out she went with... paper. Damn it! I lose and I'm pissed off. So once again, I go back in time to try and change history and erase my loss. What will I choose this time? That's not even a question. Scissors, obviously. After all, last time, Alice went with paper. Here's the important part. When I make this choice, Alice has already made her choice. Sure, my victory, I throw out a pair of scissors. But... what the hell? My rage would be white hot. How could this have happened? Why? Alice's hand has been paper before. How did it change to rock? Obviously, there's no cause and effect here, since Alice's choice was in the past and mine was in the future. How could that even happen? How could the future influence the past? But... it wasn't theoretical now. This had actually happened. What the hell was going on? No, wait. Wait! Wait. Why the fuck was I talking so casually about going back in time? That kind of stuff doesn't happen in real life. Right, of course. Time travel is impossible. I don't know, let's go to Steins Gate. I think we have a kind of a counter to that. There's absolutely, positively no way to travel through time. But, if that was true...
The best way to minimize risk and maximize reward in this situation is to choose betray. Anyone who thinks otherwise is, well, an idiot.
Hey! Did you have a stroke or something?
Oh. Sorry.
Besides, why do I have to answer your questions? I should be the one yelling at you. Because of you two, I've only got 1 BP left.
Yeah, you're right.
You're right? What in God's name is wrong with you?
I'm sorry. Really. I seriously feel terrible about this.
Forget it. I'm never going to trust you or Phi again. You'll pay for this.
Alice stormed off. She threw one last hurt, scornful look over her shoulder as she left, and it stabbed me right through the heart. One of the other teams seemed to be dealing with a similar issue.
I really don't know what I can say. We had no idea you would choose Ally.
No way I'd choose Betray. Not with Clover on the other side.
What? What do you mean?
Do you have an interest in Clover?
What? No.
Kay, don't... No.
That's not... No.
What is it then?
Well...
You'd have to be crazy to pick Ally. The only way it'd make any sense to do that is if you really, really trusted the other person.
So you're saying you don't trust me then?
Duh! Are you senile? Why the hell would I trust some old geezer I just met a few hours ago?
I see. Say no more. Didn't think it'd hurt this much.
Ouch.
Huh? What's that supposed to mean? You're starting to get kind of creepy.
Creepy, huh? I understand. I guess I just haven't had enough time to earn your trust.
I suppose you could say that. I just didn't really expect you to be so nice about it.
This is weird.
Well, looks like those guys managed to get through this all right. Figure that means the fault here's gotta be mine.
Huh? Thank you. Thank you very much.
Don't worry about it. We only did what anybody else would do. Right, Mr. Dio?
Yeah, exactly.
Dio, Quark, and Luna, on the other hand, seem to have resolved things amicably by all choosing Ally. No doubt we were all wishing we'd done the same. Why had Dio sounded so awkward? What had happened in the AB room? Only Dio and Quark knew for sure.
Zero, when does the next round start?
I know that there's like a choice that's supposed to pop up, but I'm not entirely sure what exactly that's supposed to be. Oh my god, we are skipping through so much stuff. This would have taken up the entire video if I would have kept going. Oh my... How much... Okay, is there any new stuff apparently? Okay, no, we'll just kind of, okay. Lounge. Any new stuff? No, it is all the same thing. Okay. Infirmary. You gonna give me new stuff? Gonna give me new stuff? What?
What are you doing here?
Ah, here we go. Still mad, huh?
Obviously.
Oh, come on now, you don't have to get your panties in a bunch.
That's easy for you to say, Dio. You're sitting pretty at 5 BP. Tenmyoji and I only have 1. You do understand what that means, don't you?
That's no reason to take your anger out on people. You won't get your BP back by being a jerk to him.
What's this? You're gonna take his side? I thought you, of all people, would agree with me.
I do.
No, you don't. You don't get it. Why would you care? You've got, what, maybe 5 years left? Maybe less?
Ow!
I'm not like you. I'm still young. I want to live a long life.
There's so many things I still want to do.
Like what?
Well, let's see. I want to wear lots of gorgeous clothes.
Nothing new? Just the same bitching and moaning, apparently. Why am I not even shocked? Great! That's fantastic. Let's just go to the crew quarters at this rate. Hardly anything new. Are you gonna give me any new dialogue? Of course no, you're not. Why would you? Because logically it makes no sense. But I guess, you know what? There's multiple characters talking about the same damn thing, and I get this vision again. I need to shut up now before I piss off a lot of people. Oh well. Skippity skip!
5 minutes remain until chromatic doors close.
Hey, the doors are open.
We need to figure out who's gonna go through which door.
Well, what are our options this time?
Pay attention. I'm only saying this once. Just like the last time, we've got 3 possible combinations.
But only 2 choices. If I quickly laid out our choices. Option A, Luna and I pair up with Clover and go through the green door. Tenmyoji and Dio pair up with Alice and go through the red door. Kay and Quark pair up with Phi and go through the blue door. Option B, Luna and Di pair up with Phi and go through the red door. Tenmyoji and Dio pair up with Clover and go through the blue door. Kay and Quark pair up with Alice and go through the green door. Option C, Luna and Di pair up with Alice and go through the blue door. Tenmyoji and Dio pair up with Phi and open the green door. Kay and Quark pair up with Clover and open the red door.
3 minutes remain until chromatic doors close.
Okay. How do we want to do this?
Well, you decided the first time, right?
Yeah.
Then can I decide this time?
Why you?
I think I deserve it. I only have 1 BP left. Doesn't it seem like the fair thing is to let the person who's at the greatest disadvantage choose? Wouldn't you agree?
That means you should get to choose too. I mean, you've only got 1 BP, right?
You've got a point. But how about we listen to what Alice wants first? So tell us, which door and which people do you want?
The green door, and I want to go with Kay and Quark.
I see. Option B, then. That means Tenmyoji and Dio will go with Clover through the blue door. Is that all right with you, Tenmyoji?
Yeah, sure. I don't mind.
Why? If we go through there together, that means you'll be playing against me in the next AB game. Are you really, really sure?
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Matter of fact, that's why I want to go with you. You said you didn't trust me, right? Well, I'd like to change your mind. I figure this will give me the chance. I've been wanting to pair up with Alice, too. There's something I want to talk to you about.
Oh, and that is?
We'll get to that later.
Anyway, Alice's first choice would be option B, then?
Yes.
You're not gonna finish that dialogue?
What about the rest of you? Is that okay, too?
I thought about it for a moment. If I went with option B, then Luna and I would go through the red door with Phi. As far as how I felt about that... Oh! You know what? Fine, I'll actually agree with that because I do want to learn more about Phi. So yes, you know what? I don't mind. Yeah, that's fine.
I don't have any problems with it.
I probably won't have time to do the puzzle, but, you know, I can leave that to the next episode, I guess. There were no objections.
And we're all set. Let's go, everybody.
10 seconds remain until chromatic doors close. 9, 8, 7.
We nodded quickly to one another and split up. Kay, Quark, and Dallas headed for the green door, while Tenmyoji, Dio, and Clover ran toward the blue door. My feet slapped against the hard metal in the warehouse floor, and Luna, Phi, and I ran to the red chromatic door in the next stage of the loner game.
2, 1, 0. Chromatic doors closing.
Well, I guess I could try to do this puzzle. I don't know. I don't know how long it's going to be, but I can try to get it done in the time I've got left. Huh? Is this a dead end?
All 3 doors seem to be locked.
Yeah, looks like it.
I wonder what this
Looks
thing
like
is.
the thing next to the number 9 door.
It's got a lever. Try pulling it, Sigma.
Why should I?
It might be dangerous. Maybe it'll trigger an explosion.
And you want me to do it?
Or possibly it shocks you when you pull it.
You must really like to torture me.
Who knows?
Right. Then I've got no choice. Did you really think I'd say that, you heartless monster? There's nothing on either side, is there?
What's that supposed to mean?
Ah, sorry for the confusion. I was talking about your breasts.
It's called dressing modestly? I'll have you know I'm a C-cup.
Fucking hell, Sigma! If you're a C-cup, I'm packing 12 inches. Oh my god! Okay, I was not prepared for that level of humor. I wasn't prepared for that. Oh my god. We continued in that pain for some time until... Oh my god, Luna probably pulled it, didn't she? Huh?
What?
It sounded like you two might take a while, so I pulled the lever. Is that okay?
Only the one on the left opened.
The others are still shut tight.
Well, we should get going anyway.
Yeah.
Yep. I was not expecting that. Oh my. Whoa. What is this place?
It looks like some kind of control room.
I can see a huge machine of some sort on the other side of this window. Maybe a generator?
Right. Well, let's split up and look around.
We need cards with a moon on them for the next AB game, right?
Yeah. They're probably in this room somewhere.
Then let's get started.
I don't even know what this room is. What the? Control room. Okay. It's eerily silent. Oh, my sweet Mother Mercy. Yeah, no. This is, That's gonna be a next episode kind of thing, because I need time to kind of digest what the hell I kind of went through with all that. Okay, let's think about this for a second. So, after going back and choosing a different option, for some reason Alice's choice was different this time. Why is that? Also, hold on. I'm gonna look at the flow while I'm at it. As I can tell, this is the only time where I've deviated from my normal choice. So, this has me wondering if this one changed. Does that mean that there's a possibility that if I choose Betray over here, that it'll be different? Huh. This is weird. Oh, what the hell? Oh, this one splits off into two more choices. I'm guessing Ally and Betray again. Okay. Alright. I almost forgot how fucking big this thing is. Okay. Oops. So... I wonder why that is. Probably has to do with morphogenetic fields or something. Maybe we're... Maybe somebody is acting as the sender for Alice. And after going through that choice, this message that they sent over there, they probably figured I was going to pick Ally this time around. So they chose Alice to pick Ally. But we ended up picking Betray. I'm trying to... I know I'm kind of grasping for straws here, but I'm just trying to think. What could possibly explain this? And so far, I'm not really coming up with any conclusive answers. But this has to do something with the first Nonary game. Somebody is acting as a sender for Alice, I think. That or maybe Alice herself is the sender, and not the receiver. Because if memory serves, Clover and Snake are still connected. So somebody... Or maybe I'm thinking about this in too much of a roundabout way. Maybe I need to kind of think about the cloning detail that Alice told me with the whole Myrmidon thing. Maybe there's something there that might be a clue, that might tell me what's going on. Are there clones of us sending us messages? How'd that work? Can a clone of somebody act as a sender and or a receiver to their respective original? Nah, I'm probably thinking too far into this. Okay, I'm pretty sure I'll find out more about that in the next episode, but I don't have time to solve a puzzle this time. I'll probably save that for the next video. So, I came across another fucking lock! God, how many freaking... I get past one lock, and then I run into another one! Because, you know, fuck me. Oy. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'm going to go sleep off this headache. Because now things are... I'm starting to have trouble telling which is real any... sorry.